Hey guys, welcome back to Glam Finds. I'm here with another new and indie that is so behind. So I'm gonna try to actually talk about the fragrances that are newer that haven't really gotten any mention from me yet. And I will give more detailed versions of this. Actually, why don't you tell me what you want a more detailed version of down below, and I'll kind of try to do it in that order. But I do want to fit them all in one video so I can actually talk to you guys about these fragrances. Just so you guys know, I do wear indie more than I wear any other type of fragrance because I prefer a lot of things about indie. They're unique. Most of them are really compliment getting, at least for me. And 90% of the time, they're a lot more long lasting and project better than any of my other fragrances. So the one that I've probably had the longest and has needed a little bit of love the longest is this one. It's from the house of Shelter and Perfume. It's not even the newest from there. And it's Shelter and Perfume in collaboration with the fragtastic Mr. Fox, The Tower. I will read you the notes from this fragrance. So you have dark mandarin, black pepper, black tea, rose, orris, patchouli, cool black spruce, which I'm not 100% sure what that is, but it sounds pretty neat. Labdanum, light smoke, frankincense, cedar, sandalwood, and vanilla. We're in the dry down of this. I will also tell you that this fragrance, I've worn it on skin multiple times, and it goes pretty hard. Like longevity wise, it's a very long lasting fragrance. And I've had it project on me pretty well too, so I like that. So for me, this is definitely a fall fragrance. I get a nice creaminess to it. I think it's kind of mostly the sandalwood, but front and center for me is the frankincense mixed with some of that vanilla to kind of sweeten it up, and probably like the labdanum and some black tea. I think those are the notes. They're blended really well. All of the notes are blended really well. It has maybe just a touch of a throwback feel. I find it to be very unisex, but I also find it to be something that is better suited dressed up, and I'm talking more formally, in my opinion. It does smell really good. It has just a touch of powderiness, which by the way, I like. I don't love it when anything's too powdery, but a touch of powderiness to me, like, has a little bit of a sex appeal, which in my opinion, this has a grown, mature sex appeal to it. And it is definitely a nighttime fragrance. And again, I think it's more of a formal fragrance. I think everyone would probably differ on that because I know that I've said stuff like that in the past and not everyone always agrees, but I would personally wear it dressed up. And obviously I like it. That's why I'm talking about it on this channel. And it is currently available. So I wanted to make sure all these are available. I believe all of them are available. If they're not and I'm wrong, I will go ahead and probably put something up right here. But as of this video, this is currently available. Again, this is actually a few months old in terms of I was supposed to put this on New and Indie a few months ago, and I just haven't gotten around to filming that much in the last couple of months. I'm working on it next. So the next one I have had for almost as long. It is a collaboration with The Elemental and Melissa B, who you've seen on my channel before, and it is Physical. Now I would like to read the notes of this. So you have the notes of chocolate, cherry, oud, vanilla, and saffron. And I'm gonna tell you this, you're not getting too much of an oud fragrance. So if you don't like oud, I wouldn't worry about it too much. This is again an evening fragrance that is meant, in my opinion, to be dressed up formally or like date night, something like that. But I definitely wouldn't dress it down too much. You can, but this is something that I feel like would be better off dressed up. It's definitely sexy. To me, it comes off like it draws attention. I feel like the combination with maybe the cherry and the vanilla and that chocolate note blend really well, because it's just a really sexy fragrance. I'm never impressed with anything that is like a chocolate fragrance or a cherry fragrance or a vanilla fragrance, but maybe it's the way that they blended this together with the oud. Maybe the oud isn't as visible, but it just pulls the fragrances together into something a little bit different. But yeah, I really like this one, and this one, in my opinion, is gonna be really sexy for a date night. That is where this one's gonna shine. Definitely fall and winter. I can't wait to see what other fragrances she comes up with down the line. Melissa B, I'm a big fan of her music. I think this fragrance is a really big hit. I think this is an amazing collaboration. Go check it out. I'll link this one down below as well. Next. All right, so the next one is from Transcendent Parfums. I believe this is unreleased, but it might be released by the time this video posts. From the house of Transcendent Parfums. Again, it's Unholy. So let's do the notes. All right, so the notes of this are Cocoa Absolute, Tonka Absolute, Almond, Heliotrope, Rum, Suede, Cashmere, Wood, Vanilla, Caramel, Charred Amber, Woods, and Musk. So let me go ahead and spritz this one again. This one is definitely a heavy hitter. I would say only wear it in fall and winter because it is a sweet one and it's pretty strong. It's an extrait, so that's probably part of it. Yeah. So I really love Tonka, and I typically like cacao as long as it's not mixed with like a whole bunch of gourmands. So I already knew I was gonna like this fragrance. If you like fragrances in the vein of, I would say maybe Ojan and Angel Share, the stuff that has like a nice sweetness to it, and it's almost like a little bit decadent, but it's got some spiciness to it. This is maybe in that realm, but as it dries down, I get this resinous feel, and I really like how it dries down on my skin. So some of that sweetness kind of peels off a little bit. It stays sweet, but actually when it dries down, it gets a little bit less sweet, a little bit woodier. I think the notes such as the charred amber kind of come in and blend in, and I think you're gonna get them a little bit more as this dries down. So to me, I like that because I don't like fragrances that stay very sweet because on my skin it's worse. So this one I definitely had to try on skin because I wanted to see how it did on me. And as it dried down, I was getting that resinous feel and a little bit of that, the woods, kind of that smooth suede, little bit of the booziness was coming out. I didn't get as much of the booziness in the top. I was actually getting it as it dried down. Although I think you'll get the booziness, but I like it more in the dry down. The caramel could have scared me. It almost did, but again, the way that everything kind of blends together in the end, it's not a gourmand, because that's like always what I'm worried about. But it's definitely borderline. It's got that sweetness to it. So if you want something that is sweeter, a little bit denser, a little bit thicker to cut through the cold, and playful, this is actually to me a very playful fragrance. I think you can wear it dressed up or dressed down as long as it's cold. Still more of a nighttime fragrance, but if it's a really cold day, I think you can pull it off during the day. I don't think it'd be that big of a deal. However, I still think it leans towards nighttime. Definitely fall, winter, and very brisk and brisk spring evenings. I would say that's what I would keep that for. Again, I think this note combination did pretty well on my skin, and I liked it a lot more in the dry down as it kind of became a little bit more resinous. If you kind of like notes, Tonka, rum, suede, I think you'll really like this fragrance. And again, the performance is pretty beast mode, at least off my skin it was. Next. All right, so I have a double here from the house of Hez Parfums. You have Hez Parfums Hurricane and Blue Dog. Let's talk about Blue Dog first, because this is the one that I actually like more. I'm very honest about that. And it's not a blue fragrance, just so you know. I like the story behind it. So this Blue Dog, let's talk about it for a second. The Blue Dog paintings were based on the Cajun legend of the Blue Dog, or Loup Garou, which I don't think I'm saying right. And that's a mythical legend of a man that can change into a dog and roams the swamplands of Louisiana. George Rodriguez's paintings depict the blue dog using lots of vibrant colors and scenes. Each painting represents different aspects of Cajun life in Louisiana, which I think is really cool. So in terms of the notes now, let's talk about them. Rosemary, pink pepper, ginger, bergamot, grapefruit. In the mid, you have marine, ozone, lavender, lily of the valley, cardamom, and tonka bean. In the base, you have sandalwood, incense, vetiver, patchouli, ambroxan, and musk. So This is based on the Caucasian werewolf legend. So he wanted an extreme transition from the opening to the dry down to represent that. Also, it's supposed to be different in every different scenario. Like, it's gonna give you a different scent when it's cold. It's gonna give you a different scent when it's warm. I experienced a different scent indoors. At one point, it was later in the dry down and I was in an air conditioned atmosphere and I smelled something and I didn't realize it was me, but I was really pleased that it was me because I thought it was really nice. Off of my skin, this comes off pretty sweet, not gourmand sweet, but kind of that fresh sweet. Really playful. Like, I can see where he was going with the marine and ozonic notes, but they're balanced out with a nice dose of sweetness. And you have a touch of fruitiness. I think the musk is definitely prevalent, and I think the musk is what balances everything out. That's why I love this fragrance so much. So for me, this one's a killer. I think a lot of people are gonna like Hurricane because it's based on the Hurricane drink, and I know that's what you guys are into. So let's go ahead and talk about Hurricane. So the notes of this are cherry, passion fruit, pineapple, orange, rum, cognac, gin, lily of the valley, orange blossom, and ozone. And in the base, sandalwood, cedar, isoe super, and musk. This smells exactly like what it's supposed to smell like. So I feel like if you like the smell of Hurricanes, which why wouldn't you, right? This is gonna be up your alley. And in the top, you get a gorgeous cherry with passion fruit combo, and I think it's really nice. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely try this one. But again, in my opinion, Blue Dog is my favorite out of the two, and these are 2 out of 3 of his fall releases. The third one is this one right here. It's Banana Bread Banshee. I do have a decant of it, and I'll go ahead and tell you right now, it legit smells like banana bread. I'm not a huge gourmand lover, but I will tell you the notes are banana, lemon, cinnamon, caramel, chocolate, brown sugar, bread, vanilla, and sandalwood. And if you ask anyone, this legitimately smells like banana bread. Legitimately, like freshly baked banana bread too. So I feel like if you are a gourmand lover, go ahead and look at that one. But if you typically like the same things as me, I think Blue Dog is really nice. I really like the musk in here, and I love how it pulls it all together. It smells really good to me. This would be my full bottle pickup. I mean, this is the one that's definitely gonna get the most wear out of me anyway. If you've tried any of these, comment down below. As always, remember to like this video if you liked it, be subscribed to my channel, hit that notification bell to get notified when I drop another video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.